Peace. In the name of Allah, I'm Ori Muhammad. I pray that everyone is well. Hempstead family, friends, and believers, welcome to my live session. Happy Saviours Day and happy Ramadan. Ramadan Mubarak. I pray that everybody that traveled to Saviours Day, that you're safe, you're secure, you're back home, and you had a wonderful time. Because this was the birth of our Messiah that came for us to redeem us, the black man, woman of America, to be the light of the world. And what a blessed time. The holy month of Ramadan. This is when we fasted from food, water, and material things. You know, you're fasting not only from just the food and the water and reading the Quran, but you're fasting from indecency, you're fasting from material things. You're not focused on any worldly things. You're leaving that behind. Staying up a little later. You know what I'm saying, family? And you got a good heart and mind energy. You got charity. You're stepping up your prayers. You're getting your prayers on time. You're reading the Quran. I think today is day 6. We're on the 6th part of the Quran. I'm up to my readings. All praise is due to Allah because it's on time. It's like, you know how you got in music, what's that, a metronome that's called? A tick-tock? It sets the tone. We got an internal clock. Where Allah meets us with the angels. Allah meets us with righteousness. Because we're in a world of distractions, a world of harassment, a world of the devil. The devil's ruling the world. He has mastery. He has a high influence. The world is waking up with the pandemic, all right? And the world is striking back. The world is not taking American white supremacy anymore, European colonization and white supremacy. The world, especially the black world and all aboriginal in between, black and brown, but the black world in particular, especially foundational black Americans, we ain't taking this shit no more. We standing up, family, and we making it clear. So our Savior came for us to elevate us and put some more fight in us, put some more resistance in us. But as you see in Ramadan, you know, to humble us. We're already great people. We are the most talented people on the planet. There are no people like us. The whole world models us in righteousness. We don't go around coercing people, harassing people. You know what I'm saying? We come to our people clear, genuine, because we suffered so much, hundreds of years. My family down in North Carolina, man, as I know from the records, it's 1800 exact. My great-great-grandma down in Montgomery, Alabama, had a daughter, I think it was Adeline, I believe, Adeline, and about in the 20s or 1820s or 30s, she was in North Carolina. I don't know if she was in chattel slavery then. I don't know if she was a freedman. I have no idea. A lot of my family isn't particular about that history, but some are. I got to catch up with them to get the details. But I do know that we were in North Carolina by the mid-1800s when she had my great-great-granddad, Wiley Miller, in 1855. 5 years before emancipation. It's not freedom. We got to take freedom. All right? And we come through that. My family come through that. Being disrespected, being humiliated, made subhuman. They did to us when the world wasn't what they did to us, the horrors, tragedy, what they did to us, the evil, the degeneracy, the immoral, inhuman treatment they did to us was when they had us to themselves. They had it in secret. They had us in private. And the evil they did to us, imagine what you see in the Epstein files now. Imagine that multiply. How that tempered us, how that shaped us, conditioned us. And yet out of that, they miscultivated us and made us, gave us a slave form of Christianity that doesn't serve Jesus, because we're the true Christians, we're the true Israelites, we're the true righteousness. And when you get down to the essence of it, we're the original Asiatic black God. The black man is God. That is us. That accumulates right into us as the light of the world. That's the energy we need. That good Jesus energy. That's what held us on. And our people remain Christians. It was like a weaker form of Christianity, but it was strength to endure, to persevere, and not become immoral like them. We didn't become these Caucasian Americans. cannibalism, all type of ghoulish stuff they was doing. Well, look at the Epstein files. They're starting to prosecute 2 people up in Britain now. What was that? Not Prince Harry, the other Prince Andrew. Yes, he got arrested. Another person in England is getting arrested. That's how it ought to be in America. We need to round them up, get these immoral degenerates and these pedophiles and these wicked ass demons and ostracize them, put them to the back. Stop letting greedy, diabolical, conniving people up front ruling us, mastering us, miscultivating us when they get the power to cultivate us, like the Caucasian. This phenomenal. The white man in America for hundreds of years, he had the power that no other people had on this planet. And that power was to make a man. Now, if you go in the scriptures, let us make man. It was always a good thing. It was always a divine purpose. But the Caucasian, look when he got that power. The Moors, we had him over in Europe. We hold them up in there. We bound them up in there, just like the caves of Europe. The Moors knew of the global population. The Moors were traveling back and forth over here from West Africa, from Europe to West Africa to over here. In that current, the Olmecs too, a lot of us, we came with respect. All the black travelers brought civilization and law and camaraderie and brotherhood and sisterhood. Up in Europe, the Moors saw how the Caucasians were. They lied to them. We were navigators. We knew the whole star. We knew the stars, the universe, because that's in us. And we saw the Caucasian. We said, oh my God, this man, now we can't let him out. So we lied to him. They said, the earth is flat. And if you go off the edge, you get in a boat like us, go off the edge, you'll fall off the edge. Well, he's Mr. Curious. He's Mr. Nosy. He's the international snooper, the world's #1 international snooper. And spy and underminer. He said, well, y'all traveling back and forth. I'm going to go see what's over there. And that's what brought him out in 1492. Actually, it was the 1100s with the perfecti that the Sunni Muslims were up in France, cultivating white people into Islam. They called them the perfecti. That was the first white people that had equality between men and women. That's when the crusade began. They said, we ain't got no equality with our women. The white man, he's a patriarchal. And he kills a matriarchy. And he has no respect. The battle of the sexes, that's him. All right? Our people come from that. So we endure. The Moors saw this coming and navigated the Caucasians over here, the conquered Moors. The Lacana Jews that left Europe, that were eventually, you got to convert to Christianity in the late 1400s. They forced the Jews and Muslims to convert to Christianity. Well, they said, well, go on out there in the sea and explore. Go sacrifice yourself, show us the way, hit them heavy seas. That was a serious journey. Anywhere from a month to a couple of months, depending on if it's hurricane season or not, something like that. Coming across, they say, go over there and find out where that land is in the Cordova. Remember those ancient myths? The city of gold, all that stuff? Well, we were bringing back gold to Europe, spices, fine clothing, things like that, back to Africa, gold, trading back and forth. There were gold-tipped spears here in Americas and over in West Africa. So the Moors said, they were conquered, so they showed them the way over here. And then they saw us here, native black people. The whole Western Hemisphere was black. They murdered 100 million of us, genocided, hunted us. Go look in the Epstein files. They're still doing that. Go look at that movie, Get Out. It's more than a movie, y'all. This stuff is more than movies. This is surreal. It ain't reality TV, it's surreality TV. We endured that, all the pressure, yet we kept our faith. We kept praying. They forced us into this form of Christianity with that slave teaching, be good to your master. Be passive towards your oppressor. And we look towards the bigger picture, but the bigger picture was us. They saw us coming up out of this. So we endured that persecution, so now we're here. We're re-emerging. We're not emerging. We don't follow Caucasians. The first black, we let them mislabel us African American and nigger, Negro, colored, all that stuff. We in essence, we God. the Asiatic black god. The planet name is Asia. All right? It's not some 5% name in New York City in the 70s. That's a black name of the planet, the original planet. It means black. Asia, it means connected to the universe. And when we in tune, when we pulse, that Ramadan does get us submitting again. And original Arabs were black, the Muslims. Islam is not a religion. It's a state of being. It's the nature we are created in. And that nature is the essence. Asiatic with the planet that's connected to the other planet, the cosmic. But we follow the Caucasian in his limited way, in his logical way. He only goes by what he can see, how far he can see. But you know, he measured the age of the universe by how far he could see. A linear in the light. I can see that far. That's how old the universe is. This is one pulse, one cycle. Please. The whole earth is pulsing. You pulsing. The air around you is pulsing. The molecules in the air. When you inhale, exhale. That's a relationship. You can count the atoms in the air. We're all connected. So when they put us in that slave form of Christianity, we saw the Christ in that. When you see how Nat Turner, when he got to that Bible, they were teaching that slave, teaching Nat Turner, said, that's us getting up out of here. We David, you the Goliath, and taught us that we the slave, or be happy to serve your master. When you get to heaven, you be serving him there. We say, we throwing a rock at Goliath. And we were all the underdogs in the Bible. We associated with the underdogs because all of them overcame and faith got them there. And we are rooted in faith. We're the essence. That's why it's a spiritual thing for us. The only mistake we have, that he tricked us into thinking we were only from Africa. All of us were only from Africa, all black people in America, when black people were here. And the survivors that they hunted were mixed with imported, enslaved West Africans, and even some Eastern Africans. They got builders and spiritual people. From a little, but most were from West Africa. And that's some of our lineage, okay? So they brought us over, mixed us together, and we became foundational black Americans. We mixed with a little red Indian, a little Mongolian, and absolutely some Caucasian, white American. And when he was breeding us like that, they had breeding farms of us, especially in Louisiana. Damn. Mixed, I take a little of this, little colored here, a little bronze here. Yes. Making recipes for us to make us attractive with our body and our rhythm, our hair, our eye color. Yes. You see what he did in the Epstein files? They were experimenting on us, taking all our body parts, all type of ghoulish stuff. The common decency doesn't permit me to talk. Matter of fact, the 6th part of the Quran today said don't use hateful speech, hurtful speech. Don't use hurtful words. Hurtful words. Just speak truth. The truth fights on it. Your truth, you let it out, it defends itself. It's a bad son of a gun. The truth, it gets to you, and it represents. You just be faithful. All right. Our people endured that. I come from that. So we are spiritual people, but our spirituality came from the West. They tried to obliterate it. Dream time, dreamline. From the West, our Asiatic people from the West. Yes, 50,000 years ago, the planet was different. We left East Africa, so-called East Africa, it's called Asia, and arrived in America, 200,000 years ago, a long time ago. We peopled the Western Hemisphere over 200,000 years ago. And there's cycles before that. The earth regenerates itself. It recycles itself. The poles change. Don't you know that Central Equatorial Africa and the Central Pacific used to be the ice caps? I think that was the last cycle. I think that was 50,000 years ago. Then the 12,500, it's 25,000 year cycles, 50,000, 10,000, and 15. That last one was a younger dryas, vicious, the word, the topography changed. 50,000 years ago to 12. I think they had all them big mammals. Well, if the mammals was big, the American tiger was vicious. That's the baddest cat around in a long time. The American lion was a feline. Sheesh. The cave bears, the mastodon, everything was big. Well, if they were bigger, they were badder, and our people, we're a man, we're the God, then what were we? Right, think over that. And when we do our own research, we'll uncover that. We do our own archaeology, our own, genealogy, our own organic chemistry to test genes and organic material and stuff like that, to put the pieces of the puzzle together of the past, ourselves, instead of the lying Caucasian who told us we were nothing. Niggas, oh, you from Africa. You're nothing. You should be proud. You're booty scratching Africans with bones in your noses, saying ooga booga. Hollywood depicted us like that. And with the inception of Hollywood, the first thing the Caucasian did, and our brother Paul Mooney, may Allah be pleased with him, he mocked Caucasians. How funny they are. They think they're so smart and brilliant, they're conniving. They first started making motion pictures without sound. They made a movie with no sound. Well, when they got the chance to really get things going, cinema, they were mocking us. The first opportunity they got, look, let's make some motion pictures. What was the most famous cinematic movie made in America? W. Griffin, Birth of a Nation. Mocking us during Reconstruction, which was a positive step towards us, and they took it back. And we still keep our faith that we're overcoming this. This is our reemergence. We went through that experience, and we've kept our spirituality. Don't lose your spirituality. It's getting hard now. It was so hard they couldn't break our spirit. That's what all this actions is going on about. All the world, all these plans, all these ulterior motives from Washington and the Zionists. All of that is centered around foundational Black Americans. They couldn't bait us into a civil war, to rioting, to tearing up our places. They couldn't. Even with Mike Brown and George Floyd, they couldn't. We was out there with George Floyd because it triggered us directly, and they tried to mix it, right? We never fell for it. And they keep putting this police violence on us, shooting unarmed Black men, committing violence to us, training the police with the IDF and all these other racist police. They've always been racist. And from the slave catchers and stuff like that. They haven't baited us into a civil war and to rioting so that they could destroy our areas and gentrify like they've always done. That was what they did in the 60s. In Newark, New York, all of those ghettos, all that was planned. Look at George Floyd. When, what was that, Minneapolis? This police with the mask on and with the black umbrella, breaking into he had on a mask, breaking into the AutoZone store. Yes, the breaking the plate glass in front of all the media, all the police across the street. This was a police agent. They lied and said he was some white supremacist, extremist. This stooge Negro with some dreads that met up with him was also a stooge, and the agent walked him away from the crowd. When they said, yo, man, what you breaking the window for? We ain't doing that. We ain't rioting and plundering the stores, looting the stores. We wasn't doing that. And George Floyd, was that St. Paul? Right, Minneapolis. And they pointed him out. They said, yo, this dude is a stooge. This dude is an agent trying to stimulate looting and riots. And they isolated him, and he got panicked. Then he started walking away, and it was a dreaded, another stooge coached him, and he gave him the secret words. I'm working. I'm with you. Walk with me. And why? He walked him away, acting like he was chastising him. Yeah, you better walk away. Yeah, you trying to start that stuff around here. He walked his ass to the police station. And that got buried deeper than the Epstein files. They've been doing that all the time. That's why they've been trying to bait us into a civil war. It's not working, so they're importing a civil war. It's dangerous times. We got to stay sound, y'all. We basically minding our business. We got to circle the wagons and reinforce, nationalize. This is for real. We are the center of this. I hope you understand this. Look at New York City. Mondami brought him in, an immigrant. Eric Adams, and oh God, he was so horrible. Mayor Curtis Sliwa was a choice. Andrew Cuomo ran again against him. That's how bad they're doing. Do you see what's happening in front of you? They were so bad. An obscure immigrant from India, I believe it was. I forgot where he's from, Uganda, but I think he has a continental Indian background like that. Mandami coming into America, and his mother was on Epstein Island, or associated with him. His mother was associated with Epstein. Did you know that? Mandami. Now he's the mayor. I'm for the poor people. I'm gonna bring about Eric Adams. He's so fool, not looking out for the poor. Mandami is the biggest stooge. He sat up there smiling with Trump. And this is for real, family. And look at what he did. Same thing we warned you of. They love immigrants. He wants to bring in more imports. They're not immigrants. There is no immigration into America. It's very rare. I was done a little. So much little immigration. This is importation of foreigners as buffers, fodder, scabs, agents, stooges, and a fifth column for a civil war. But be careful, New York City. They'll set off a dirty bomb. They will. They're using him to build up resentment against him because he'll cross you. You voted this man in thinking, he's looking out for the poor. You're going to lose your house. He just raised your property taxes to pay for more imports. He's sponsoring imports. Come on in. Welcome everybody in. In New York City, you did this to yourself. We warned you. Don't vote for him. You got to break the oligarchy. It's a duopoly ran by the same oligarchs. It's red MAGA and blue MAGA. They wings of the same oligarch vulture. They birds of a feather, flip sides of the coin. They playing you like good cop, bad cop. And the progressive ones playing you a game of three-card Monte. The game is up. The jig is up. Accept your own and be yourself, family. All right? And I'm glad we're here. We are here. We're in a perfect time. This time is perfect because as we circle our wagons, we need to nationalize. We don't join a state. Don't join no party. We're forming our own party, Freedmen Party. Matter of fact, if you're foundational Black American, go to freedmennation.org, get yourself verified, and get yourself registered, and get your genealogy done, and find out your roots in the South, in New York too. You know, slavery started in New York. Chattel slavery started in the East, Rhode Island. I forgot that shipping company. This was a Swartz. I forgot. Yeah, you know the name. Go look up Rhode Island slave ships and financing chattel slavery, slave trade, selling the slaves in Rhode Island in the 1600s. It's a family that's going to come up. That family were first importing enslaved Africans. And they were enslaving us that were here, native Black Americans. So they all owe us, and they're all in on it. There is no liberals. There is no conservatives. But I have that saying, the conservatives liberally oppress us, and the liberals conservatively oppress us. We need to oppose oppression. You know what I'm saying? It's 10 o'clock at night. I'm over here in the conference room at the Woodcrest Oceanside. They're trying to evict my mom from here, October 31st. You know, and if that's not negotiated, stay in touch with me until March. I said March 31st. March 31st. They want to evict my mom. We haven't found a 2-bedroom for her yet in central Nassau. Be ready to come and defend her, because they'll do it. These are some conniving, evil-ass people. You see, they troll me everywhere I go. In apartments and stuff, they just troll me to death. That's their nature. They can't help themselves. Nothing can stop them except the fire. Fire stops them. They're planning on war. That's a smokescreen for them Epstein files over in Iran. I guarantee you, the one of them baby planes showed up on them, their fleet over there. The baby plane stopped a whole bunch of that madness. Because they can't, if they go to war, it's going to be World War III. Nationalize, we need to circle our wagons, family, and form an ethnic wall. I hope you understand that. Don't join no party, don't join a state. They're importing a civil war. They were dying for a Black October 7th. They want us foundational Black Americans to look at this, that fake Black Panther they just had doing, saying, "Oh, I'm shooting the ICE agents and stuff." None of us talk like that. But for some ICE and some immigrant, "Oh, you mess with immigrants, I'm gonna shoot, blow a hole in you." None of us talk like that. Who talks like that? Agents. We gotta protect our own. We facing police brutality. The hell, we look like we haven't even fortified ourselves for that. We got to form special courts. We need our own courts. We need our own policing. Matter of fact, it's going to be so just and equitable where we help each other out so much that we don't even call it policing. It's going to be equity. It's going to be us staying together. We fight like a solid wall. That way they'd be too frightened to attack us. If they attack us now, it could be vulnerable. We so spread about. They keep us off balance, nomadic, purposely, because we keep letting the same demons cultivate us. And given that power, which they have for hundreds of years, they have chosen to miscultivate us. Caucasian had the unique position to make a man. No other people can make a man. To make a man, language, education. Matter of fact, they didn't let us read. They miseducated us. They didn't let us read. They gave us a fake religion, false religion. Gave us poor food, poor clothes, poor condition. Kept us in ignorance as much as he could. And with all his power to make a man, what did he make? He made a nigger. He had the power to make a man, cultivate us. With normal trait, Dr. John Henry Clark spoke about that. Dr. John Henry Clark said the Caucasian, had he just traded, he'd have been successful. Had he been trading with black people, had he been developing talent, had he been in with us for doing good, he would have been successful, but he can't help himself. He's already dead inside. He has no soul. He is a natural troublemaker, an international snooper, a troll, a mischief maker, a harasser. He's a troubler. He can't help himself because he's dead inside. In fact, that's what Caucasian means, dead Asian. And that's why so much greatness come out of the Caucasian. Most of that stuff is conniving, built off the back of them plundering everybody and taking the resources to focus on developing himself. Because some of them overcome that nature. Some of them can overcome that devil nature and they become great people. If they go by the teaching, if they go by, by the character development and principle and development and character, you become a great person. You can have a fault, and if you master it and says, you know what, I'm going to make myself a better person. I'm going to sacrifice, just like Ramadan, where we abstain, we fast, and you deprive yourself, self-discipline, you become a better person. Excess does not make you a great person. A silver spoon does not. You see, they're degenerates. Look at the wealthy oligarchs that are putting us all through this. They are degenerates. Look, the Epstein files are showing it all. America is ready to go into World War III to hide. Well, to bait it, faking like they're doing it, to hide what's in them Epstein files. The Epstein files, what we've been talking about all this time. Right now as I'm speaking, if you hear intermittently, you hear them trolling. It's 10 o'clock. Listen to that. You hear that slamming and banging? It's 10 o'clock at night. Who is in a luxury apartment? This ain't top luxury. This is okay. You know what I'm saying? The Woodcrest Oceanside. Who's up 10 o'clock banging and slamming stuff around in the adjoining rooms I'm in? This is what I'm talking about. Luxury, the luxury spots like the Shelby over in East Garden City, Westbury, the Vanderbilt, and the Garden City Hotel, and that's right, the Shelby and the Meadowbrook Point, across from the Avalon. Mom was at the Avalon, 14 years she was there. And they did the same thing to her, troll her, harass her, and apartments next to her, units next to her, slamming and banging stuff. Right now, they can't help themselves, they're doing it. If you listen intermittently, you'll hear them just slamming shit. 10 at night, So it proves what I'm saying. And I've been warning y'all that they're gonna continue this. Don't move into these apartments. These cave apartments that don't have green space, that don't, you know what I'm saying, don't have bushes, broad open windows, light and air, and green space. That's what we need. We're the original black people. We're communal. We're more extended family. They've tricked us into this nomadism. You know what I'm saying, fam? Look at Hempstead. In the 70s, we grew up with extended families, beautiful big black families from the South. We came to Hempstead, we got together in Hempstead, and we were looking out for each other. We had our own businesses, bought all the houses. We bought a lot of houses in Hempstead. That's what hurt me. That's what got me into political activism and running for public office and stuff like that, to protect our legacy, that we have a heritage. We get into some ownership to build some generational wealth and give this devil back his crumbs, give him his little, his jobs and his opportunities, economic opportunities. They're scams. They're scams, every last one of them. His courts is a scam. It's all fixed. Mom is in landlord-tenant court now, and it's fixed. The judge even told me. The judge pointed to me. He made sure he made eye contact with me. He said, hey, you're going to have a free trial. You're going to have a fair trial. You're going to have a fair trial. Now, if he have to put in a disclaimer like that, what is that saying? And those legal aid lawyers, all this stuff is fixed, y'all. The die is set against us. With Americanism, we have to create our own nationalism, our own ethnic wall, start providing services for ourselves, stop putting our money and energy into people who are going to betray us every generation. They baited us into the Democratic Party. You got to leave the Democratic Party. I'm sorry. Them Negro organizations, all black organizations are compromised. All black American organizations are compromised. All of them are commandeered and controlled by the deep state. That racist oligarchy, them wealthy degenerates. Look at the Epstein file. They bait in pivotal people. You're invited to the mansion. You're invited to the island. And it ain't Fantasy Island, because them things come true. Everything will come true for you, but it's a camera in the room watching you. And who is invited? Pivotal people. Pivotal, influential people. People that ain't necessarily rich and important, but people who influence people. People who have an effect. People are moved by currency. What do you want? What do you want in life? You want money, right? So they get the people who print the money. They print the money. They give out trillions to their friends, and they trickle out the little pennies to you so that you elbow each other out the way to go for them little pennies while they keep big bulks of money. Isn't that phenomenal? Family, that's why we got to team up. We got to form, we have to nationalize. We got to get local credit unions. We can start with that, like Freedmen, even our own currencies. Go look at my video, Black Coin. I was dealing with a digital currency that matched our productivity. Things that we cultivate our value, put it, we have to put it into a digital form, but take our value, our talents and stuff, and give it a worth, give it a value, and then trade with that and build from there with everything. Education, deal with our own sports, deal with our own environments. All the rest of that falls in place, but we have to circle the wagons and nationalize. This must happen, or else we're going to keep being victim. All our politicians are sellouts. Look at the Congressional Black Caucus now. It's mainly immigrants. They're looking out for immigrants before they do us. We got to tighten up together, get reparations. We must get reparations. That's a start. Those of you who want land, you can take your money, buy you some land. Those who want businesses, take your money, open you a business. Those of you who want education, you do that with that. That's why the cash payments of $800,000 each, especially in New York. Other parts of the country, the cost of living is adjustable. But in New York, you need about $800K for a house or a business and some relief for a couple of years so you can free yourself up. and make wise decisions. And it's nobody's business how you spend your reparations. No one else is questioning about reparations. How they going to spend it? The Japanese, the Jews, Holocaust survivors, all of them, Israel, get reparations every year, billions. All of them do. They imported millions of people and put 75% of them in foundational Black American hoods, poor hoods, to destabilize us, to displace us. That wicked plan to rob us of generational wealth, that is aimed at foundational Black Americans and have been for decades, ever since they opened up the DNC to us. It's all a scam. That erasure, displacement, devitalization, gentrification as revitalization is all a scam and a game, aimed towards keeping us nomadic, off balance, and begging and relying on our enemy for resources and cultivation. And every time they're going to give you crumbs and miscultivate you. That's the message. Ramadan is fasting from food, water, other materialistic things. Fast from white supremacy, the materialism. Got to form our own jobs, our own protections. We can do it. We've done it before. They saw what we did with them all Black towns. That's what this is all about. They got them harassing us now and taking it to us, displacing us, messing us around, tricking us. Well, with civil rights, it's going to be your solution. Integration is your solution. Excuse me. I'm fasting now, about to break my fast. Well, with the water, you saw me drinking the water. But with food, I'm about to break my fast with food very soon. But that's the message. Stay safe. Look out for your brothers and sisters. And once again, all of you who travel to Saviours Day, may Allah bless you and protect you and keep you focused, keep your mind on the mission. That's the key element. Ramadan, keep reading the Quran, giving charity. You know, and if you can't fast, I have to drink water. I dehydrated years ago. It was dangerous. Yes, I went to the hospital from dehydration. So I have to drink something, you know, as much, I drink as little as I can. I read more of the Quran, giving charity. If you have charity, give and help somebody else. Help somebody on Hajj. Help somebody do something productive. You know what I'm saying? If you're a Christian, read the Bible. Read some scripture. The Quran, we read it at 30 parts, but you could read a book of Revelations, you could read Genesis, you could read the law, read the Psalm. Psalms is a good thing to read during Ramadan. Plenty of Christians read the Bible during Ramadan. Yes, they do. But I just pray we stay focused, y'all, and remember self-discipline. And Ramadan is the sign. That's the lunar moon. It's a new moon. The cosmic alignment and the cosmic clock stays the same. Nothing changes it. The devil can't do nothing. Matter of fact, if you listen closely now, you hear him trolling and banging and slamming stuff. 10 o'clock at night in the Woodcrest Oceanside doesn't stop anything. Why? Because we are grateful, unbothered, and that's our happiness. Why? Because it's rooted in love. Loving what God is doing for us. The trials He's putting us through. That's gratitude. That's being grateful. That's happiness. Gratitude regardless of your circumstance. You just stay focused, family. And the devil can't harm you anyway. You know, that gratitude and being thankful, you can't lose, brothers and sisters. Be thankful for what you have. It's a little, be thankful. That way when you have abundance and you give it, you're spreading some of that things. And the message you tell others, when you give some of your charity, say look out for others. Your brother and sister may not be doing as good as you, but boost your brother and sister up. Stop mocking our people. Going across the timeline, you see people that's, you know, drunken and stuff, beaten up. They have a hard life. And we curating this online. Saying, look at their ignorance. You know, like the World Star stuff and that other low life podcasts and gossip and all that. They bring out the worst in us. They show the worst of us. We need to show the best because we are the best. We're the top. We're the essence of it all. And the devil don't mean nothing because we got the devil on the run. I'm so glad that the devil's mad. He missed the soul that he thought he had. Run, devil, run. Yes, sir. All right, brothers and sisters, thank you for joining me. It's late at 10:20. I'll keep you updated, but most importantly, Mom, we're still looking for a 2-bedroom, and they will evict her March 31st. They will. The judge is fixed. Matter of fact, they skipped over that female judge, and they specifically got that judge because he's in the fix. You've seen them Epstein files. They got them hook, line, and sinker. But the devil don't got us. Allah got us in his bosom, in his hands. We hold firm to the handle of Allah. There is no other solid foundation in righteousness like that. You can't hold on to anything better than the firm handle of Allah. All right, family? So stay focused. May your Ramadan be blessed. May you be able to fast, help your family. Look out with some charity for your brothers and sisters, and look out with good intent. Sacrifice some time of partying, hanging out, having a good time, leisure to help your brothers and sisters in need, to cultivate each other in good and righteousness. Because we'll be at the top. Why? We've been at the bottom for so long. The only place for us to go is the top. Allahu Akbar. I got the devil on the run. Allahu Akbar. Praise be to Allah. All right, family, thank you for joining me. I leave you as I greeted you in the ancient Arabic words of peace. Assalamu alaikum. Peace unto you. Enjoy the rest of the evening and have a blessed and grace week. We're in the middle of a blizzard. Wow. I had to unshovel the snow from the car today. Be safe in the blizzard, especially if you got power outage. Look out for your brothers and sisters that are in need during the blizzard. All right? All right, family. Peace.